Hello, friend. This is Ryan Hicks of TalkToProfit.com, and today we'll talk about how poor people are poor for a cause. Now, many people have problems with this. They'll say, "Well, but people have these issues and they have no control," and basically act like life is a pie and there's only a certain number of pieces to go around. And yet, that's not the case. There is an abundance. But the mentality of poor people, and I know because I grew up poor, and I grew up around poor people. I didn't grow up around rich people. And one of the common themes was there was a victimhood mentality, this idea that either life or the government or other people, family, whatever it may be, that there was some external source causing their problems, oppressing them, keeping them down, holding them back from being rich and wealthy and successful. And yet, they themselves weren't doing the things that rich and wealthy and successful people do that got them to where they are. Many of those rich people didn't start off rich. But that mentality that there's somehow money and success is just hidden under a rock somewhere, or you got to be part of some elite club, otherwise you're going to get held down. And there may be some truth to that, where obviously the ultra elite want to hold people back and keep people basically like servants, working for them to earn them more money and below them. There's certainly that is a truth. But you don't have to be in that group of people who fall in line with mediocrity, fall in line with failure, fall in line with traditional way of thinking about things and get the traditional mediocre results. The reality is, when you see an effect, there was a cause. We live in a universe of laws. People try to pretend like there's no laws, or there's laws about this, and there's spiritual laws, and there's a law of gravity, and all these things, but my life couldn't be the result of any cause and effect. It couldn't be the result of a law that something was done or not done, and this is the result that was attained. No, it's because somebody else is doing something to me. There's these other external sources causing my problem. And as long as you view life that way, you're forever a victim. You're a permanent victim because you have decided of your own free will that that's who you're going to be, that you can't be more, because whatever the excuse is, this person, this government, whatever it may be, is the reason why you can't be more. And yet, those same people don't even try to be more. Or they do, and they come up against even the least amount of obstacles, and they say, no, see, I can't do this. This is too hard for me. And yet those people who attained success and became wealthy and have been doing great things, they didn't do that. They pushed through those hurdles, those obstacles, those roadblocks even, and they continued forward. They found a way around those problems, those obstacles, and went to great success. And that is just something you don't see among the poor. I know growing up seeing people that whenever they would get any kind of financial increase, they were out spending it. They were literally doing what they've been programmed to be, consumers. They weren't saving. They didn't think, you know what, maybe I should invest this money in something so that I can have more later and I can do more. Instead, it was like, oh, we could buy a TV. Oh, we could buy this video game system. Oh, we can buy this. And it just got them right back to that homeostasis point of mediocrity, not having enough, being in lack. And in many cases, even worse, because they use this little financial increase to get themselves into more debt. Well, I'll put this as a down payment on this new car I need. They didn't need a new car, but that's where the programming would lead them to. Constantly back to mediocrity and even worse positions than when they started. But then again, it was always somebody else's fault. Now, I understand, obviously, there will be poor people that will be watching this and will think, well, that's not me. And there may be some people like that. But this is an overwhelming majority who don't see the world as abundant, don't see that there's infinite opportunities available to them. They just see lack and limitation. And when your worldview is lack and limitation, both spiritually and physically, that's what you're going to receive. Now, The physical part is because your reticular activating system in your brain will literally filter out the opportunities because you've already told it, well, there's no opportunities for us. We're being held back. So it'll just filter those out because you've already said, this is something not to be looking for because it's not for me. When you have that abundance mentality, viewing the world as being available to you, and God has placed opportunities all around you, everywhere you go, then you'll start seeing those opportunities. You don't need to be resigned to failure and mediocrity. And you don't need to go into this mindset of pretending you don't really want success. Pretending like having the little you have is all you really want. You don't want those big things. This is what people do. And instead of rising up and becoming more and doing more and being more, they shrink back and say, well, I just like having my little bit, just enough for me and mine. Who cares about anyone else? That's basically what they're saying. No one can be truly happy having, being, and doing very little. When you know you could do more. That's just a way of soothing your conscience and making you feel like, it's okay to be mediocre. It's okay not to do more. It's okay just to be resigned to failure. It's okay to just live a life to be entertained and for entertainment and feasting and not actually accomplishing things in life. But I must encourage you, my friend, to know that God has placed before you blessing and cursing. You choose. You have so many opportunities. And you could be blessed in the field and blessed coming in, blessed going out, blessed everywhere you go. That's available to you. It's not restricted from you. It's not being held back from you. It's only a matter of your choosing. And if that's not what you're seeing in your life, then just know you haven't chose that. You've been choosing the things that give you the effects that you're experiencing. When you look at your life and you're not happy with it, but you're resigned and just like, okay, it's whatever it is. I can't help this. Then know that you've made a choice that where you are is the best you're going to get. And if you keep doing the same things, then you're going to keep getting the same results. There's an old Jim Rohn saying that if you want things to change in your life, you have to change things in your life. And see, this is very important for people to understand. Your life is a series of causes and effects. Too often people are saying the causes are external things. But the reality is they're inner choices you've made, inner mindsets you've had, that vibration you're operating in, where you're negative or fearful or anxious, believing there's a lack, believing there's not enough for you, believing that God has left you somehow limited in this world, which He absolutely has not. He teaches you to profit. He gives you the power to get wealth. But you have to take up that power and use it properly to get the results that you want. As long as you view the world through the glasses of victimhood, of lack, of limitation, of there not being enough, that is exactly the world you will experience. But if you choose to expand your consciousness and look to God and the abundance that's available in the infinite universe that we live in, that there is no limitation to you, that you can do all things through Christ, whatever that may be, and you can achieve more than you are today. And you can do great things. You're not limited. It doesn't matter where you came from, where you are today. It doesn't matter if you have 1 penny to your name or negative 100,000. None of that matters. You can absolutely start today to make the choices that will get you the effects that you want. To do the things that will get you the effects you want. These things that you should be doing that you're not doing, you can start doing them and get the effects that you want. Or you can shrink back, blame your country, blame your city, blame your employer, blame this, blame your family, blame your kids, blame whoever for why you're not successful. Blame your lack of education, blame your overabundance of education, blame your age, blame your youth, blame whatever. Or you can just rise up and choose life, choose blessing, and walk in that infinite abundance of God. Take those opportunities that are presented before you that are good and they're for you, and start achieving great things. You don't have to be poor. Anyone telling you, well, you were born the wrong side of the tracks, or you are this, or you're that, and you have to be poor. You have to remain poor. No one in your family's ever done it. It doesn't matter. You can absolutely accomplish great things if you'll start by making the choice to do different things. And so I want to encourage you today, get my book, 600 Wealth, Prosperity, and Abundance Affirmations, because in that I get you to reframe your mindset and start reprogramming your subconscious mind so you vibrate wealth, abundance, opulence, luxury, God's fullness. You'll start vibrating those truths. And also, I want you to get my book, Co-Creators with God. This is a book you need to read. Get the physical print copy as well. Write in it, take notes, read it over and over again, and do the things that are said in it. And you will start seeing dramatic, radical, life-changing differences in your life. And instead of looking at yourself as a victim, you'll see yourself as a great success. And you'll start seeing the opulence and abundance of God overflowing into your life. My friend, I pray this is a blessing for you. May God bless you richly.